Welcome to my channel. This is Hot Mess and Hot Glue. My name is Lynn. Let's have some fun. So I put together some really fun, just very quick little Easter projects using these little cutouts that I got at Dollar Tree. I'm going to kind of alternate between painting half of them, excuse me, not half. I'm only going to do 3 of them in this celery color. The rest of them are going to get the special walnut stain as shown here on your screen. I really like this stain. It's a very fast drying and it has a very low odor, and so it makes my projects go so much quicker. I'm gluing these down with some E6000 to a square plaque that I got on clearance for 90 cents at Hobby Lobby during their Valentine's Day clearance. So always keep in mind, if you don't know what you're going to do with it, even if it's out of season, you can always change the color and you can completely change the look of everything. So don't pass up a good deal. On this next project here, I got this, it's kind of like a couple different pieces, right? So in order to make this, I'm using this little bunny cutout that I got at Hobby Lobby along with the scrapbook paper. Now I got it at, it was $3.99, but I always go and I can't buy something without it being at least 40% off. So that always like makes me feel like I have to use it in more than one project. So what I'm doing is I'm just going to use this kind of bunny for the outline. And then while I was at the Dollar Tree, I found this kind of like tic-tac-toe game. And I just liked the little figurines on the inside. I thought that they were really cute. I thought they'd make really good like tier tray decor, because quite honestly, I can't keep something like this around the house because I mean, Bennett is into everything and he's gonna climb on something, he's gonna get it, and he's just gonna throw them. So again, I really felt like I needed to repurpose this. So without letting any of it go to waste, we're gonna use that wonderful special walnut stain again to stain all sides of this kind of tic-tac-toe board, and we're gonna start to kind of see it in a different light. So to decorate the little eggs and the bunny shapes, I'm just going to trace them onto scrapbook paper. I'm going to use my trusty glue stick and I'm going to attach them to each. Now the bunnies I do paint, and I believe the bunnies are pink, and then I painted all the eggs white. This way when the scrapbook paper went on, it just had a little bit better look. That way if you saw them from forward or behind on the tiered tray. Now I couldn't let this tray go to waste, so I'm adding some golf balls. Now I liked the golf ball idea as opposed to maybe doing a ping pong ball because of the texture. It just kind of had more of like a, I don't know, it just seemed more like a cottontail, I guess. And so again, I'm just gonna start by using a thin layer of my glue stick to attach the little bunny cutout onto the top of this tray. And then I'm gonna put a fair amount of matte Mod Podge all over the entire top of it to kind of protect it. This way, if we use it to put a cup on or whatever, it doesn't get too beat up. Now here's just a quick picture of what the little egg and bunny shapes look like kind of scattered around the decor. But I love the way that this little tray turned out. I have it here kind of up against the wall, just kind of showing off how cute it is. You can put it as a shelf sitter or like a leaner, or you can use it as an actual tray and put some other decor on top of it. Now that bunny, that's the next project, because obviously I couldn't just use the bunny for his outline. So I decided that I wanted to kind of keep him a little bit neutral and just straightforward. I didn't want to do too much. And then I came across this bunny from Kirkland's, and it just kind of gave me the idea of doing the color block. But I also really liked the light natural wood that this bunny came in. And so I used double-sided tape from Dollar Tree. It's really meant for scrapbooking, but it did a really good job at giving me just a really nice thin clean line so that it wasn't just stain and paint. I liked the idea of it kind of going stain, natural wood, and then a very light coat of paint that almost looks like a wood stain. Now some of the double-sided sticky portion did stick to the bunny, but I was just careful with my craft knife and I was able to get that up pretty easily. I love how fast and easy this guy was, and I think it's really fun to kind of keep them that neutral color. And so even if next year, if I change the color scheme and I'm not as into the celery as maybe I am right now, I can always change those things up. And that's where I feel like I get more bang for my buck when I pay for things that are just a little bit more than a couple bucks. So as I've mentioned several times in my past 2 videos, we are moving, and so I'm really trying to go through my craft stash. So that's kind of the name of the game right now. And Dollar Tree has these bunnies, and I have not been able to find them. So I went ahead and I got them at Hobby Lobby. And then when I was at Target, they had this really cute like tier tray set again, like they did at Halloween. I just think it's so cute. And I love this little house. And I just kind of thought, well, let's see what I can do with this. I liked the fact that the bunnies and the house were all kind of 3-dimensional, and so that's why I did the ribbon on top of the frame to kind of add some more dimension to it. Now this is a scrap ribbon. This is one that I had at Christmas time, and then also when I was going through my stash, I found some faux leather ribbon in a white color. I don't even remember buying that, so I was glad to kind of put that to some use. And then again, going through some of my scraps, I found this rub-on transfer that was from fall. Now this is one that was supposed to go on glass, but it worked really good on the cork, and you wouldn't even know any different. And I love this technique because if you don't have a Cricut, you don't like your handwriting, or you don't want to use stencils or stickers, this is just such a nice alternative. And it's so quick and it's so easy. And I think you get a really nice high-end look at the end. How do you guys feel about the black and white Easter decor? I know I've seen Walmart's been putting out some really neat black and white options, but I know there's a lot of people who just kind of stick to traditional colors. So please in the comments, let me know, what are your traditional spring, maybe Easter colors that you tend to lean towards? On this quick little project here, I'm going to add a free printable down below. I just went into my computer, I printed out this little sign, and just by adding some glue to the paper, I slapped it onto the sign, added some cute little carrots, and this took me less than 5 minutes. And it's so nice, again, to not have to use stencils, use stickers, and if you don't have a Cricut, you can still get a really nice high-end finish if you just kind of think outside the box a little bit. So I did a colored background, and then I just selected the font to be white, so then it would print on the white paper almost as it was missing, because I personally don't have white toner. So this was a decent option. Now I wished I would have had cardstock because the paper was a little thin. Now when I saw these little bunny and these little egg shapes, I've seen so many people do some really adorable things with them, and I try so hard. Like I really wanted to do something just a little bit different. And so I kind of just sat down at the craft table, had a little bit of fun, and just kind of went with it. So I had zero plan, no idea what it was even going to look like, but I knew I liked the double layers. So I decided to kind of make those very contrasting by using antique Waverly wax and also just a white Rust-OLEUM and chalk linen. And I'm just kind of like piling it on there in the middle of the wood projects. And then I love using a white bead to kind of go through and remove some of the excess, but then it also spreads it out in this really nice and even layer. And you just have a little bit more control. And so if I take too much off in one spot, I can always add more stain onto that later to kind of compensate for where it might need just a little bit more. I just really love the effect that this gives. And I was really liking how the white and the stained wood was going together, just kind of that solid contrast while keeping it kind of simple. You know, I think the shapes themselves are really cute and the wood is pretty decent quality. And so I didn't want to do too much to it. Once I had that all done, it was just kind of deciding, okay, well, now what? And then again, going through my craft stash, I found this. So this is just a canvas. Oh my gosh, what is the word I'm looking for? It's a canvas frame from Dollar Tree that I had removed the canvas part of, and then I just had this sitting in my stash. So again, get it out of here. I decided to go ahead and use Jacobian stain, and then I'm using this ultra mesh. It was really an interesting piece. I got this at Hobby Lobby. I do have a picture of it just previously on the video, and I got it like in the knitting section, and it was kind of cool. I think it's like a cross stitch or something. I don't know, but I liked the pattern. I liked how firm it was and just how strong it was. And so when I pulled that out of my stash also, I thought that this made a really cute, kind of modern, very simple little wall decor slash shelf sitter. Can't say that 5 times fast. Now, when it came to the egg shape, I did not have another canvas and I didn't have any more of that really cool textured backing. And so I thought, well, I can't let it go to waste. I know it's probably going to end up on a tiered tray, but as I had it sitting there and while I was taking pictures, I actually had a cup of water. And so I thought, I wonder if this will fit. So I did place a cup of water on top of it to kind of see if it would work as a little bit of a coaster. So that's another option for these really cute shapes, is to do maybe a seasonal coaster. If you did go this route, I would recommend putting a layer of Mod Podge on there, the one that's safe to go into the dishwasher. Now, these eggs, everyone has seen these. I don't feel like this is anything really groundbreaking. I just kind of wanted to go with something a little bit more neutral and a little bit more calm. So I stuck with the celery, and I also added in a little bit of the ballet slipper by Waverly. And I just kind of alternated between the Jacobian stain and those 2 paint colors. And then I decided to use there's a 12 pack of foam eggs. I took 6 of them and I painted them in celery, leaving the other 6 white. And all I'm going to do is string these onto a piece of yarn that I have, and I'm going to just kind of make a small and subtle garland. Now, this is just kind of for now because, again, we're moving, so I don't have as many things out and about to kind of stage or style everything, but I just wanted something to kind of cover this blank area underneath the TV, so I thought this was just perfect. When I was originally heading into Dollar Tree, I wanted just the plain wood egg shapes, and I haven't been able to find them. I had to order some, and they're still not here, but I decided I was just going to go ahead and give this guy a shot in case anyone else is having the same problem. So I just took this, I flipped it around, and I'm going to use the back. Now, using regular Scotch tape, I just tape off the areas to, again, kind of color block it using stain. And I thought it might look kind of good to do a darker stain than a lighter stain. And I just ended up not really liking the way that that looked. And so instead of having the 2 different stained wood colors, I go back over it and I paint the lighter stained stripes with Rust-Oleum's Chalked Linen White. And I really like that contrast again, kind of how in the bunny and the egg, those looked just, I think they looked so simple and so pretty. Now, I'm not one for bling. If you like bling, you do not need to paint over these. I think they would still be really cute. Because I personally don't do a lot of bling in my home decor, I decided to just take that Rust-Oleum Chalked White Linen paint and paint over those just so that I could use them for their texture. Now, for the kind of hanger, I decided to just kind of like make a small loop and then wrap the cord kind of around itself and then just glue it to the front. So it's not on the back and it's not strung through the hole because I really wanted a chunkier piece of that rope. Now I have full faith in both Surebonder and Gorilla Hot Glue. So what I use to place these on, and I know if I hang this on a command strip, it's nice and light, and I have full confidence that this is going to hold up. Now, you see some greenery here to the side, and if you're new to my channel, you may not know this, but if you've been here for a while, you know, I don't always do well with greenery. I don't always know what to do with it. That and bows, they're just kind of, they're not me. So it needed something. So I decided to just kind of lightly stain a couple more of those little Dollar Tree wood cutouts. I used the egg and the carrot, as you can see, and it just kind of added that little extra something without becoming too busy. Now, I love a really good kind of a neutral Easter egg. Now, again, the name of the game here is use up the scraps. So I found this bag of different ropes and twines and yarns. And so I decided to kind of pull apart the thicker Dollar Tree one that I believe it comes in like 11 or 13 feet. This is the darker, more jute cord rope as opposed to like the lighter nautical one. And once I separated those, I decided to then just curl each little row around little by little. And I did use quite a bit of hot glue because the shape of the egg and the way that I was curling it kind of made the rope want to lift, and so it wasn't sticking that great. Then for a lighter color, I decided to take a hat from the Dollar Tree. I completely just disassembled it, and I'm using the material kind of as a string or a yarn itself. Now, I did not paint this. I had debated if I should paint the yellow, but it actually ended up working out okay because the yarn that I chose wasn't that far off of color. So it ended up just kind of working. Now, if that bothers you, please change that. Do what makes your heart happy. I mean, if it's not your style, no need to do what I did. I was kind of just going with the flow and taking the easy way out. Now, I'm just going to cover the entire egg with this really fun kind of hat material, and it kind of just gives it a little bit more of like a woven / rattan look. Just kind of keeps it a little bit more neutral and modern. And again, this is something that could be easily changed or painted if ever my tastes were to change. Now, again, in my scraps, I did find this brand new package that I've never even opened of this really cute burlap trim. So all I did was kind of the same approach. I just kind of glued it down, and then I attached it to start by wrapping it, but it just wasn't working. It was like bunching up. And so what I did was I decided to just cut them into strips, and then I just attached them in longer strips, and you can kind of see that here. Now, using a Dollar Tree basket to style these and to kind of house these, I just thought this was a really nice kind of subtle addition to go on a side table or an entryway table, or even in a guest bathroom, just for that little festive touch without being too in your face. That is it for today's video. These are just a real quick flashback on all of the fun things that we've made today. Please let me know in the comments below. 1, what kind of Easter colors do you typically go for? 2, do you consider Easter and spring kind of synonymous? Or do you decorate very differently? Will you keep bunny stuff and Easter stuff out all spring, or do you let that go after spring? I'm so curious. I think it's so fun to kind of find out what all the different traditions and, you know, styles and design likes that we all have. And so please let me know also which one was your favorite. I kinda am torn between this bunny here on the little frame and then the stained bunny with the color blocking and celery. They're so simple. I don't know what it is. I always tend to just end up liking the ones that took me no time, no materials, and hardly any effort. I think they're so cute. I cannot thank you guys enough for tuning into my video today. Thank you, thank you, thank you. If you wouldn't mind, if you like this, please give it a thumbs up, because as I say, it's free to you and it completely just helps me out so tremendously. It lets YouTube know that I'm here, don't forget about me, and to hopefully recommend my channel to other people. I do have some more videos. I have even some last year videos with some fun little Easter creations I made. I hope you enjoy.